Hello, my name is Jennifer Green and I am with Jacksonville State University in Jacksonville, Alabama. I appreciate the opportunity to present this research to the Atlantic Marketing Association and apologize I was not able to be at the conference in person. Today, my presentation is entitled Tourism Mapping Retail and Recreational Trails, a case study of connectivity between trails in adjacent downtowns in Anniston, Alabama. Outdoor recreation and retail are two of many sectors of a community's local economy. Cross-marketing the two sectors to increase participation in both, thus hopefully increasing visitation to the economy, is a strategic effort to increase economic impact. So the research objective of this study is to answer the question, what is the economic impact to Calhoun County from this estimation of increased out-of-town visitor spending by strategic cross-marketing between the Chief Ladiga Trail and the downtown Main Street district of the city of Anniston once a 7-mile trail expansion adjacent to the city of Anniston is complete? The time period we examined and estimated this economic impact on and the trail usage was from January 1st, 2021 through December 31st of 2021. And the economic impact you will see in this presentation is for Calhoun County, Alabama. So the next slides I'm going to try to move through pretty quickly. I will be providing a PDF copy of this presentation, so please feel free to take a look at it in greater detail once your schedule provides. But this map, our research geography, is Calhoun County, Alabama, which you can see is in the east section of Alabama. And Anniston, the city of Anniston, is within Calhoun County. So the contents of this presentation is go over the research objective, which I just stated, talk about the Chief Ladiga Trail and the expansion that will take place next year, estimating trail usage, showing you Main Street Anniston, talking about the Chief Ladiga Trail geofence, discussing economic impact methodology, going over the economic impact analysis that was determined during this study, and the next steps of our research. The Chief Ladiga Trail was named for a Creek Indian leader, Ladiga, who signed the Casita Treaty in 1832. And so since it has been just a couple of years since I was in middle school and had Alabama history, I did look up to see what exactly the Treaty of Casita accomplished, and that treaty was between the government of the United States and the Creek Indian Nation and was signed March 24th, 1832. And the treaty ceded all Creek claims east of the Mississippi River to the United States. So that was a big portion of a very important part of our Alabama history. So the Chief Ladiga Trail is Alabama's first Rails to Trails project. It is currently a 34-mile paved recreational trail that follows the former Seaboard CSX Railroad and connects to Georgia's 63-mile Silver Comet Trail, making Ladiga part of the longest paved rail trail in the United States. And right now it currently spans from the Michael Tucker Park Trailhead in Weaver, Alabama, which is also in Calhoun County, to the Alabama-Georgia state line near Esom Hill in Cleburne County, Alabama, which is to the east of Calhoun. And this trail provides a safe, non-motorized way to travel, exercise, and relax while enjoying the outdoors. This slide has a map of the current Ladiga Trail, and you will see on the trail at the thick red line is the trail. At the bottom of the map shows where Anniston is to the south of the existing trail. And then Weaver, Jacksonville, and Piedmont are also downtown districts that are adjacent to the trail. So the great thing about this research is we are talking about the city of Anniston and the expansion of the trail that will be parallel to its downtown district. But this research could easily apply to Weaver, Jacksonville, or Piedmont, who are also adjacent downtown districts along the Ladiga Trail in Calhoun County. This map shows the 7-mile expansion that is currently being planned to take place in 2023 to expand the Chief Ladiga Trail from Weaver down to the Amtrak station in downtown Anniston, making the trail adjacent to the Main Street Anniston downtown district, which is the heart of retail, dining, and entertainment for the city of Anniston. So that red section, the blue is where, at the top of the map is in Weaver, where it currently ends at Michael Tucker Park, and the 7-mile expansion will take it from that Michael Tucker Park down to the Anniston Amtrak multimodal station. So estimating trail usage, we used infrared trail counters, specifically Trafex trail counters, and we also used geofencing. As part of this study, we have not done an intercept survey yet. That will be done in October and November of this fall. But we have had trail counters along the trail for the past 3 years, picking up those raw data counts, which are not indicative of necessarily individual users. You would pair this raw data from the traffic trail counters to intercept survey results. So one avenue that we have been utilizing more and more recently is geofencing to estimate unique users to a certain geography. And we geofenced the trail, the Chief Ladiga Trail, and I will show you that slide in just one moment, that we think the visitation would mirror what would probably most likely be once the Chief Ladiga Trail is expanded into downtown Anniston. And just to cover, a geofence is a virtual perimeter for a real-world geographic area such as the Chief Ladiga Trail. A geofence can be dynamically generated or matched a predefined set of boundaries, which we geofence the boundaries of the actual trail. And the use of a geofence is called geofencing, and an example of use involves a location-aware device of a location-based service user entering or exiting a geofence. So in this research, our geofencing data came from cell data usage. We got this data from Near.com, Vista Insights. This data was purchased, and that is how we estimated our number of daily trail users. We also paired this against the raw data of our trail counters, and it was very much in line and realistic to what could be perceived as usage data if we were to have had an intercept survey. So we were very pleased by that result. And based on our geofencing, we estimated that there are approximately 1,120 daily trail users based on peer review of other journal articles about trail usage. 80% of estimated trail users are local to the geography, and 20% are usually estimated to be out of town or distant users. So with our research, we estimated 224 daily out-of-town trail users. And this map shows the exact area of the trail geofenced. Again, we just geofenced the actual boundaries of the trail, excluding any housing, any business structures, things like that. Just the trail itself. And you will see how that trail pretty much ends in Weaver, at the end of Weaver, and goes up into the Jacksonville downtown area. And you will remember from a previous slide, we are looking at that trail being expanded 7 miles down into the Anniston Main Street district. And this slide shows that the dashed red line is the proposed expansion of the Chief Ladiga that will run parallel to the downtown Anniston Main Street district. You will see in an offset map that small black square of the city of Anniston is this Main Street district, and you will see the symbolization of all of the retail and dining and tourism opportunities within Main Street, which will be adjacent to the Chief Ladiga Trail. So to put numbers to further our research, we have to put dollar values to these trail users. And based on other peer-reviewed data, it is estimated that an average trail user will spend on average $64 per outing. So we take those estimated out-of-town daily trail users, which we estimated to be 224. So 224 times 365 gives us 81,760 annual out-of-town trail users. And our hypothesis is if we could attract 5% of those out-of-town trail users, that would be 4,088 times the $64 in estimated spending would be $261,632 per year. 10% would be 8,176 times the $64 would be 523,264, and then the 15% times would be 12,264 times the 64 is $784,896 additional spending that we have estimated. Now, one limitation of this is in our intercept survey that we hope to run in the fall, we don't know the percentage of out-of-town trail users that do currently come into downtown Anniston. So we are just averaging giving an estimate of a percentage increase if we could get those users into the downtown district to spend their money. So these numbers, these dollars, are what we use to estimate the economic impact. And I will, that goes back to our big question of what is the economic impact to Calhoun County from this estimation of increased out-of-town visitor spending by strategic cross-marketing between the Chief Ladiga Trail and the downtown Main Street district of the city of Anniston once the 7-mile trail expansion is complete. So I will quickly go through these slides because I know I'm running out of time, and this is kind of the stuff you can go back and look at because it's not the most exciting part of the presentation, but I do want to make sure that I at least explained some of economic impact. So this slide goes into what is economic impact analysis. We use an input-output model. which uses inter-industry data to consider linkages across industries, and the linkages are based on economic multipliers. We use M-Plan to do this analysis. It is an economic impact assessment software, and it combines a set of extensive databases that contain economic factors, multipliers, and demographic statistics. And the database includes information on 546 different industries. Here is a screenshot of M-Plan where we would input that direct spending dollars, and an example screenshot of what we get from the level of detail we get from our modeling out of M-Plan. And then this is briefly about input-output analysis. Again, it's based on the interdependence between economic sectors, the types of impacts that we get from economic activity is employment, labor income, value added, and the number we are most interested in is the total output, which is the broadest measure of economic impact by calculating total increase in business sales revenue. And why we use the out-of-town dollars instead of the total user numbers is because economic impact is felt when an outside of region money is coming into a local region. If we were just to use the local users, that money is already within our geography and flowing through our local economy. It's the out of bound geographic dollars that we want to measure, because that is new money coming into our economy, our local economy, and that is the money that gives us the biggest economic impact. And so you've got your sources of effects. Your direct effect is your direct spending. Your indirect effect is it measures the business-to-business transactions that are indirectly caused by the direct effects. And the induced effects measure the increases in personal income caused by the direct and indirect effects. And an easy visual of this is a display I put together of the tourism multiplier effect. You've got Susie Tourist here. She comes in from another city with her disposable income, and she stays at a local hotel. So that is your direct tourism expense. That's $64 per trail user is what we consider direct expense. Then that local hotel spends their money to hire Bob here as their hotel manager. And he lives in Calhoun County and works for this local hotel. That is considered an indirect tourism expense. Your induced expense the induced effect comes from Bob spending his salary that he earned from working at the local hotel to buy groceries for his family. So that's kind of a visual display of how that multiplier effect works, the difference between direct, indirect, and induced. So the direct effect inputs we put into M-Plan were the 5% of increased spending, the 10%, and the 15% increased spending of those out-of-town trail users. And we got, for the economic impact, for an annual increase of 5% of those out-of-town trail users spending their money, which was $261,632, results in a total economic impact to the county of $368,469 and helps support 5 additional jobs within the county. So if we look at 10% of those trail users spending their disposable income, we look at a total output of $736,937, and supporting approximately close to 10 jobs within the Calhoun County local economy. And then 15%, you are looking at a total economic impact of $1,105,406, supporting almost 15 jobs in the local economy on an annual basis. So that was very exciting to see for us, that showing our local government and businesses the importance of cross-marketing outdoor recreation to our retail and Main Street districts, because as you see, once Anniston expands, we will have 4 downtown areas adjacent to the Chief Ladiga Trail. And so we are very excited about the cross-marketing that can be done, and bringing more tourists to our county for outdoor recreational use, thus increasing revenue generation for those cities and the county. So you kind of see a chart of those results. And then our next steps are this fall to develop and train volunteers to administer an intercept survey for those using the trails. And one of those questions will be to determine their interest in current use of downtown, and then to graphically design downtown maps to be marketed in strategic points along the trail. And the picture depicted in this slide is one of a kiosk showing a downtown map in Carrollton, Georgia, that I really liked, which helps visitors to the downtown see what else is within the downtown area that they can visit and spend their well-earned disposable income at. So the idea is, as Anniston expands their trail this next year, they will pick strategic points along the trail to have a kiosk such as this, showing the proximity of the trail to the downtown and showing what retail and dining and entertainment is available in the downtown area, so that trail users will feel safe in traversing just a short distance, sometimes just right next to downtown establishments, and enjoying the local economy. So those are some of the credits and sources we used in this presentation. And again, I thank you for watching this presentation. And on this slide is my contact information. So please feel free to contact me with any questions, suggestions. I would love to hear from you. Thank you.